welcome back to the Wake Man channel. All right, so it's April 13th today, and it's gonna be like a high of I think 75 or something like that today. I got up to 78 yesterday, and normally I would be out at the lake. I probably would have been out at the lake maybe a couple weeks ago because the ice has been off the lake for a while. But because we have a 6-month-old and I'm not necessarily in a rush, I've kind of been hanging on to kind of wait for a little bit better conditions, so that it just makes it easier with a 6-month-old and a 5-year-old. But anyways, what I need to do to be ready for the next nice weekend is I need to get the boat summarized, which I just need to do a few things. Basically, I have to flush the antifreeze out of the boat that I put in for winterization. I need to hook up the ballast valves, and I have done this stuff in previous videos. But yeah, I'll just go through it today. I may just not go through it in detail, maybe point out a few things, but I'm gonna go ahead and film the process. I need to remove a few steel shot ballast bags that are under the love seat. I removed a lot of the others, and I'm trying to decide if I should remove I think I have 2 in the bow as well, which I might remove them for now and then put them back in later, just because I might need some bow weight. That's because I just installed the new ballast system. I did that. I think that might have been the last video I did. I think was the second part to that. So I shouldn't need really any steel shot as far as having extra weight. I would only need it to balance. For example, put some in the bow so it's balanced from bow to stern. But yeah, I'm going to pull it out. I'm also going to check the air pressure on the trailer tires. You see, we have a bassinet we're getting rid of because she's not using this anymore, and just my other stuff in the way, so I got to get some stuff out of the way. Then I'm going to pull it outside because I do hook it up to the freshwater flush with a hose to flush out the antifreeze. And also, to do that, I'm going to start it, so make sure it's running. I don't expect any issues there, but it's always good to hear your boat run before you take it to the lake. There is a way to test the ballast system out of the water. I could use my fake lake, but it will use a lot of water, and I really don't. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to use probably like $20 to $50 worth of water, city water, to test out the ballast system, because I can test it at the lake, and it's not like I'll sink if there's a leak, because I can just shut off the valves if there was a spot that was leaking. So I'll just test that out the first time I get out to the lake. I want to set those specs and everything, or at least see if I can set the specs so that the screen knows when the whole thing is 100% full, as opposed to what it was originally set at, which is less than half of what the bag is now on each side. Yeah, I'm just gonna get this thing pulled out and get it ready to start going to the lake. All right, I got the hose hooked up. You can see right there's a valve on the other side of the wall. I had to open, and I also closed the raw water intake valve so that way it doesn't suck air from down there. It just sucks the water in from the hose. So I just gotta shut this valve when I'm done and then open up the raw water intake valve. Yeah, I'll start the water here. Then I usually hop in the boat pretty quickly and try to get it started up. In fact, I'll hop up there right now and just get it to where it's, all you gotta do is press the start button once. So here's the other side of it. This is the valve right here that I turned on. This is off, that's on. All right, over here, I'll get the screen ready. I just got my hat wet because it's a little hot out here, so it's dripping. Helps cool me down, my hat's wet. All right, she's ready up there. And actually, I think I'm gonna keep the camera filming down here so you can see it come out. All right, so I don't know if you noticed, but it didn't look like there was enough water coming out of the exhaust. So I was like, what's going on? And then I looked up under the boat and I could see water coming out of the raw water. I could see water coming out of the raw water intake, which means, and there shouldn't be, which means there's water coming out of somewhere that shouldn't. It shouldn't. And I realized I forgot to hook up those hoses right there. Those are the drain hoses, where that blue thing is. They're connected to the blue thing right there. you pull those off as part of the winterization so that all the water can drain out of the block. I forgot to hook those back up, so water was just pouring out of those and coming out of the I guess it wasn't the raw water intake. I said the raw water intake, but it's actually just the middle plug, the drain plug in the middle of the boat. So once I realized that, I turned off the boat, hooked those back up, and turned it back on. Then the right amount of water was coming out. There was no more water coming out of the drain plug. So whoops, I made a mistake. It's not the first time I made a mistake. I think you know, we all make mistakes, but geez, wind just picked up. I think the important thing to, you know, realize there is that there was still at least a little bit of water going to the impeller, so the impeller should be fine. In fact, it was still pushing water out, as you can probably see in the camera. There was still some water coming out, so as long as that impeller is even the slightest bit wet, it should be lubricated enough to not get too hot and burn up. What? In a second, yeah. But anyways, man, it's getting real windy right now, but I got a few more things to do. I already got the steel shot out. I need to hook the valves up, which I'll show you here in a second. I'm gonna go unhook the hose, turn it off, and get to the other stuff. All right, done flushing the antifreeze out and make sure she runs. And I don't know if you noticed when I started, it always kind of chokes at first, and that's because I put fuel stabilizer in it for the off season, so I do expect it to choke a little bit at the beginning, and I think that's pretty common for an engine that just doesn't run for 6 months, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this hatch up right here, and now see, that's where the water was coming out, is right in that hole right there. Which one reason why there would be water coming out right there is because those hoses weren't connected back there. But all right, so what I need to do now is hook this valve right here to this cable, and do that on here, here, and here. And it can be a little bit tricky on some of them, but you just got to make sure the hole's lined up. So these things right here, you pull it up, it's got a spring, and there's a little notch on the backside that aligns with this little ball, and then you just pop it in and then let it slip back down. So so what that does is those cables automatically open and close the valves for the ballast. So you can see actually one of these hoses, this hose right here, goes to this pump right there. So when the pumps are done running, it just closes that so that no water can get in or out. All right, so we'll get to doing this here. So first you gotta close the valve. So that's why you do it, is so you can, overwinter, you can leave those open and let any kind of water drain. In fact, it'd be best if you unhook these cables and open this like right when you're leaving the lake for the last time of the year. If you know that's the last time out, that's the best time to do it, because as you're driving down the road, it'll just kind of, you know, jostle out any extra water. But yeah, it basically allows it to, if in case there was water to freeze in here, as long as this is open, it has room to expand and it won't break anything. So there you go, that one went on easy. I think that one usually does. Then we have this guy over here. So pop him down, and then and sometimes the valve you just don't put it all the way closed, so you just got to make sure it lines up good. So I'm just kind of adjusting it until it feels like it's right all the way. Actually feels like that one needs to go down further. Yeah, gotcha. Maybe just up a touch from there. Oh, there we go. I got it. What's going on now? I think I got it on. It's just not slipping back down to lock it. Oh, there we go. All right, that one's on. And the last one is over here. So, shut down, and then owie.
feels like it needs to come up a touch. No? Oh, there we go. It's always a pain on one of these. It needs to come up just a touch more. There we go. Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the valve in the right place. Like, it goes down probably another ½ inch, but to bring it up to where the cable is. So that's done. The last thing I'm gonna do is, this is the raw water intake. So I closed that to be able to flush the water. So this red handle right here, it's got a little lock on it. You gotta move up the handle and get to the top, and then you can slide that lock back down. So hold on there. And I gotta remember to turn the battery off when I'm done, but in fact, I think if I need to do anything else, I might turn that off right now. I think I'm done running it. So there we go. Oh yeah, and now I need to put the air in the tires. Look at this little girl that just appeared out of nowhere. Hey, Beanie, you just doing some work? Just doing some work? Yeah? Okay. All right, I'm all done. The boat is basically summarized. I got the tires filled, the antifreeze flushed, got the valves for the ballast hooked back up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just waiting to get out on the lake. So in the next video, which probably will be a week or two from now, maybe 3 weeks, should be a lake video where I get to play with my new ballast system and try out my new foil and hopefully shred on the wakeboard a little bit. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts on this video or ideas for future videos, please leave those in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click on that notifications bell so you'll be notified of my future videos. I'll see you next week.